Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another lesson for Adobe XD for UI UX. And for this lesson, we are going to go through how layers work and how you can do work on layers. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, we have Adobe XD opened up here. I'm going to go ahead and first let's create our first artboard over here. So I'm going to go ahead and select the artboard's resolution to let's say like a desktop resolution over here, as you can see. So our artboard's resolution is 1920 by 1086. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this. I'm going to go, let's turn it to this so that we can see, so that it's more of like a mobile phone instead. So I'm going to go ahead and press 100% over here, zoom in on the top right over here, and then I'm going to go ahead, go to view over here, go to layers over here. Then as you can see, these layers, and you can see this one, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in as background for now. So the reason why I put this as in background, like for example, let's say you have two pages, okay? One's let's say a sign-in page. I'm just holding down Alter and dragging it. That way it will then create a new artboard over here. So now you have two, as you can see. Now as the second one, as we have both the same name over here. The second one over here, the name has a 1 at the end over here because I copied it, so it came up like that. So let's say this one over here is the login page. So I'm going to type in login page background, and the second one over here I'm going to type in main page background. There you go. Now I'm going to select both of this. There you go. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to log them. But as you can see, previously we had a lock option, but now we do not have a lock option. So you can go ahead and right click on this and also see that there are no lock options. So you need to right click on them and you need to lock them manually. But as you can see, there's still no lock options over here. So how do you now lock them? But before that, let me first explain how layers work. So let's say I create a rectangle over here, right? I created a rectangle. Now, as you can see, it's just a pasteboard over here. Now, if I were to go back, as you can see, these are on top. And if I were to drag it right over here, as you can see, it's the main page background or the login page background. Let me delete this first. So the login page background is over here. If I were to select this, as you can see, this is the artboards and we have the login page background. If I were to select this, I'll have this as a layer inside. So this one, if I were to click on this, this will be selected. Now, as you can see, there's a share option over here, but we do not need that one. So you can select this and you'll see the rectangle over here. Now, if I were to select, let's say create a circle over here, now you will see the ellipse and the rectangle. Now, the ellipse is on top of the rectangle on serial wise. And because of that, the ellipse shows before that. To further explain it to you, I will go ahead and change the color for both of them. I'll give the ellipse a red color, bright red color, and the rectangle over here, let's say a bright cyan color over here, or a very bright sky blue or cyan color. Let's keep it like this. Okay. Now, if I were to go to, let's say, select this one, then login page background, as you can see, this is the one that came up over here. So I can go ahead and drag the rectangle on top of the ellipse over here. And once I drag it, it will then go on top of the ellipse like that. So that's basically the gist of how layers work in Adobe XD. So if I were to select the login page background over here, we will go to the artboards over here. The layers section, the artboard section will come up on top over here. And the rectangle will show up over here and the circle will show up over here. But if I let's say you have the artboard over here, multiple artboards, it will show the multiple artboards if you have nothing selected, that is. But if you were to select one artboard, let's say I select this one artboard, there you go, then the layers will show up for what's within that artboard and what you have inside those layers. But if you were to click on any whiteboard in any empty space over here, then it's only going to show you the artboards over here, the multiple artboards that you have. Now let's say you put, let's say I create another artboard over here. Okay, now let's me put this artboard, let's say on top of this one. Now if I were to put that behind that one, as you can see, I can still see the artboard. I can still select the artboard, but that will not show up because it's below the first artboard over here. So layers in this segment over here, serial wise, what's on top will stay on top visually, literally. And what's at the bottom of, like for example this, what's at the bottom, the eclipse at the bottom, so the eclipse is below this cyan square box over here. So that's basically what layers are like, and how layers work, and how you can navigate through the layers as well. So click on any artboard over here, any empty space on the artboard, you'll see the objects inside those layer, and whatever objects are on top will stay on top, and you'll also view them as they are on top as well. And if you were to select any free space over here, you'll see the layers of the artboards over here as well. What's on top, same principle applies. And that's basically it for how layers work for this lesson. And I'll be seeing you in the next one. So thank you and goodbye.